Hello everyone, I'm Jolene Clausen. I'm happy to present to you today on who the CRNS is, the practice standards for nurses, and entry-level competencies. So why does this presentation matter for you and your nursing career? Because, as a nurse, this will guide your practice. It's foundational. As part of your role, you get to advocate for social justice. You will communicate and problem solve. You will respectfully challenge questionable orders and make a difference every day, no matter where you practice. You will grow in cultural competence and humility, and you have the privilege to care for people when they are the most vulnerable and to help them be strong. Everything you will do, everything, is about meeting the needs of patients, families, and communities for best outcomes and safe care. So I hope through this presentation you will learn, get curious, and be inspired as you grow into your future practice as RNs in Saskatchewan. I want to first acknowledge the important land on which I'm broadcasting, which is Treaty 4 territory. The CRNS also acts in the public's interest on Treaty 2, 5, 6, 8, and 10, and the homeland of the Métis. On the path to reconciliation, we are committed to recognizing, respecting, and addressing the health needs of Indigenous people and the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual harms caused by residential schools, and how we can move forward together with culturally safer care as RNs. For the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about who the CRNS is, and then take a deeper look into our practice standards and entry-level competencies, or ELCs. The CRNS is a regulatory organization. We regulate. What that means is that our job is to protect the public from harm in Saskatchewan. We ensure RNs provide safe, competent, ethical, and evidence-informed care. Let's break down some of the different ways we do this. First, we do this legally. The Registered Nurses Act from 1988 legally gives RNs the authority to practice in Saskatchewan, and through this, we create bylaws, practice standards, ELCs, and we adopted the Code of Ethics. We review and approve nursing programs, like yours. We provide guidance and support for nurses, employers, and the public who have questions about what a nurse can or can't do, about ethics and moral dilemmas, relationships, workplace safety concerns, and more. Every day we get unique questions from all over the province and beyond. We investigate complaints about nurses and intervene when their practice is unsafe or doesn't meet the standards, ELCs, and Code of Ethics. We support nurses through our continuing competence program to learn and grow in their role, competency, and leadership so that they can bring their best, so that the future you will continue to bring your best. To find out more about what we do, visit crns.ca. Now we'll talk a bit about our practice standards. We have 5 practice standards: professional responsibility and accountability, knowledge-based practice, ethical practice, service to the public, and self-regulation. Do you recognize similar headings in your clinical practice evaluations? These standards reflect the philosophical values of the profession. They are a benchmark for the basic level of safe nursing practice. They guide RN practice in all practice settings and help address professional practice issues. These standards help the public to know what to expect from nurses. They can even be used as a legal reference to show what a reasonable and prudent nurse would do in any given situation. And now we'll talk about the entry-level competencies. The ELCs, along with the standards, set the foundation for nursing practice. Your nursing curriculum is based on these competencies, and when you complete your nursing education program, become licensed, and enter the profession, these competencies show what is expected of you as a beginner practitioner. A lot of work goes into them. For instance, every 5 years, the Canadian Council of Registered Nurse Regulators lead a pan-Canadian revision of the ELCs to ensure they are consistent and relevant to RN practice. They do a comprehensive environmental scan, a literature review, consult with key stakeholders, and ensure the competencies align with federal, provincial, and territorial laws. Did you know there are 9 roles of a registered nurse? Under these roles, there are a total of 101 competencies for safe, competent, ethical, compassionate, and evidence-informed nursing care in any practice setting. A registered nurse is a clinician, a professional, a communicator, collaborator, a coordinator, a leader, an advocate, an educator, and a scholar. These 9 roles and the 101 competencies under them are used to approve programs like yours, to assess internationally educated nurses and re-entry applicants, and for input into entry to practice exams. They provide advice and guidance for nurses, and they help the public and employer to be aware of and understand the expectations for nursing practice. They will help you to identify what you know and what you don't as a new practitioner, and where your learning gaps are so that you can address them. RN practice is dynamic and evolving. That means nurses build on these entry-level competencies and gain new competencies through expanding their practice with additional education, collaboration, and mentorship. And we at the CRNS are supportive of all nurses to work to their full legislated scope in the interest of client safety. In summary, the CRNS protects the public and ensures nurses provide safe and competent care. The practice standards and entry-level competencies are foundational documents that guide nursing practice in any practice setting. I hope you take a look at them and reflect on how they will help guide you to be the best RN you can be for those you have the privilege to care for. I'm proud to be a registered nurse, and I look forward to welcoming you as a colleague when you complete your nursing program and enter this rewarding profession. Thank you for your time and attention. Here are some discussion questions for reflection after watching this video and reviewing the practice standards and entry-level competencies. How many entry-level competencies are there? Where can you go for more information about the CRNS and to find these foundational documents? Reflect and share. What is one thing you learned today about the CRNS, the practice standards, or entry-level competencies? Why are the practice standards and entry-level competencies valuable? What do you think might happen if we didn't have the practice standards and entry-level competencies? What nursing role listed in the entry-level competencies document are you the most confident in? Bonus, how can you challenge yourself to keep growing in this role? What nursing role are you the least competent in and want to strengthen? Bonus, what are some ways you can do this?